In this video, it is time for one of these two cars to leave, and it's Miss Daisy. I'm afraid I'm about to drive her 5 hours to her new home. So let's hope she starts. She should start. She ran just the other day. Getting in might be a challenge to start with because Bella's a bit close, but I could almost squeeze through. Now I feel fat. Oh, out pops the mirror again. Into drive and squeeze this tiny little automatic out of the unit. So swapping one Daihatsu for another this morning because in reality default daily at the moment has been this little car in which Miss HubNut has been steadily learning how to drive. This is why you don't drive holding a phone, people. There we go, we'll leave Miss Daisy there. She can warm up a bit. I need to wash the windscreen though, she's filthy. Not auto wipe, so you have to wipe yourself. But there we go. A pleasing pattern. No triangle of doom. Might do the rear one as well. There we go. 2 wash positions, very standard Daihatsu. Lovely. So yeah, it is time to say goodbye to Miss Daisy, and in truth, I feel a bit mixed about this one. I love this little car. I love its cute little face. I love how different it is to our Charade, even though mechanically fairly identical. The same basic 989cc engine, but Miss Daisy doesn't have variable valve timing and does unfortunately have an automatic gearbox. That's probably why she's going to go. I have no need of a small automatic, but it will try and clean her up on the way. But I just love this sort of retro inspired styling. It's not looking at anything in particular in automotive history, but nonetheless it's got that sort of vibe. I love the big lamp clusters at the back. In fact, if I put the lights on, they glow something beautifully. I'm going to entirely forget to do a light test, so we'll do it now. So yeah, around the front we've got the indicators above the very pretty jewelled headlamps. And yeah, just look at the soft glow of these rear lights. Isn't that just beautiful? Got a high level brake light up in the spoiler, the fog light somewhat sunk into the bumper. Tiny little reverse light there, which is far better than you might ever expect. So yeah, the final trip of Miss Daisy. I shall get Shemmy squeezed into the unit and then we'll be on our way. Alright, off we go to Miss Daisy's new home. It's going to be a very long drive. I'm not going to film the handover because I don't think it's fair to give away where people live and yeah, necessarily film people. So I will stop filming at some point nearly there, and then there'll be a part 2 because this is a collection caper. Because I looked at the train journey home and thought that looks horrible. I would be better off buying a car. At least that's what I'm trying to tell myself. So I've, point of disclosure, I've sold Miss Daisy for $795. I was given this car free. I've probably spent somewhere between £300 or £400 on her, getting her welded up, getting the rust protection done by Cambrian Classics Limited. And ultimately, poor investment for me because I'm not keeping the car, but I've invested in this car's future. Once a car becomes giveaway cheap, it's all too easy for them to just be run into the ground, and I never wanted that. This car deserves to live on. And she's only done 48,000 miles, so barely driven really for a modern car. So hopefully the new owner will be able to keep her in this nice condition in which she finds herself. So it's always a bit daunting selling a car because you then have no control over that car's future. But to be honest, was being with me the best thing for this car? Perhaps not. I used this car throughout December and January. This car was default daily during that time, with Betty doing the odd trip. And yeah, I mean, I did grow to like it, but there's a limit to how many small Oriental cars we need. And ultimately, what this car is doing is blocking the Matiz. from coming back on the road, because there really is no point while I've got this. So yeah, Miss Daisy has to go. And because I'm making massive profits, very, very unlike me, I will be donating £200 to a charity of my choice. So this little car can do more than just be a little car. It can actually help people. I haven't exactly decided where yet. I've got an idea, so stay tuned. Something will occur. But first things first, I think I'm going to pop to a petrol station with a jet wash. Oh, there we go, the hills. Revs, revs. And we'll give Miss Daisy a wash. I can't hand her over in this filthy state. Well, unfortunately, I just missed out on the jet wash. Someone's just pulled into it, and we haven't really got time to wait. So I'm going to try again at Aberystwyth. We will get you clean, Miss Daisy. Yeah, that's better. Although it's dumped so much spray stuff on it, it could do with a wash again. But never mind. Miss Daisy's clean. We can continue on our way, and we haven't even got to Aberystwyth. Yeah, you're only one traffic jam away from your day going horribly wrong. We've done about 70 miles, just approaching Welshpool, and it's just ground to an absolute halt. I was getting on for stopping for a break as well. So I'm just holding my phone just to try and stop it rattling. This mount does rattle somewhat. So yeah, a little bit annoying. By the way, in case anyone was worried, I did check all the levels before I left home. I actually came up the other day and just checked. Slightly down on coolant, slightly down on screen wash, oil level bang on. And it's 43,500 miles, not 48. The speedometer was over the second digit when I was trying to guess. Well, it turns out it is roadworks. But by heck is it frustrating, we're just not moving. Well, thankfully we're moving a lot. I reckon we've lost about 20 minutes there. I suppose that's not so bad in the big schemes of the entire day, but... And no, it's not like I can just keep going, because I actually need to stop now, both for the sake of my bladder and for fuel. How frustrating. I guess this is the downside for having our roads in such a lovely condition generally. C15! Wait a minute, C15's alright. Yeah, I think we're just over halfway in terms of time. So got 148 miles to do, which should take us just under 3 hours. Although I might have to have a stop for lunch somewhere. And it's taken about 3 hours to get this far, which was not the plan. It was not meant to take 3 hours. I was hoping to be about, well, an hour further down the road, I think. Yeah, it's been a slow old slog. But yeah, it's nice to have a run out in this car. She reminds me why she's not the ideal car for me. A 1 litre automatic. It is quite hard to maintain momentum. And oh, what's that? I can hear you bleep blooping down in the comments about this being here. Don't worry, it's not obstructing my view of the road ahead, because you sit very high up in this car, so my head is kind of level, almost with the top of the windscreen, so that's not obscuring my view at all. I'm not going to lose a car or even a person behind that, don't worry. But yeah, it's a lovely little car. It's just ill-suited for my requirements, and to try and keep the speed up, you kind of find yourself dipping into the 4,000 to 5,000 rev part of the range annoyingly frequently on the hills. Not so bad cruising along here. We're doing 3,000 revs, but you can barely hear the engine at all. What you can hear mostly is road noise. But you know, it's a well-equipped little car, central locking, electric windows, air conditioning, a 1-speaker stereo, because only 1 speaker seems to work. Annoyed I never got to the bottom of that. But yeah, too many cars, too many projects. So I'm acquiring another one. But realistically, I think the fleet still needs to be downsized. Today is downsize fail. Which means whatever I collect today will not be a keeper. Not even a hint of an idea that it will be a keeper. It is a flipper. And we may swap it for something else. I may just do a straight sale. Depends what comes my way recently. So stay tuned for the next video. And if you want to buy the car from the next video, yeah, get in touch once you actually know what it is. Well, we are 4 hours from departure, and we're actually on a motorway. We're on the M56. We did a very small amount of M53, but now we're on the 56. And I'm reminded that actually this car, despite my reservations, it's really not too bad on motorways at all. They were doing 65 miles an hour. It was just over 3,000 RPM. Probably a bit revvier at 70, and it will downshift on gradients, trying to keep its speed up. But she's not actually too loud. It's not unpleasant. It's not as uncomfortable a driving position as the manual, because I can get my foot where the clutch pedal would be, so I can actually stretch out my left leg. Oh, and now we're climbing. Really struggling to maintain 70. Just can't do it. Just can't pull top gear up this incline. This is a steep hill. You may recall just over a year ago we came over here in Foxanne, which was a lot more unpleasant, I must admit. This is a bit buzzy, but Foxanne did not enjoy this climb at all. There we go, going back down again, Miss Daisy. Well done. Well, this is it then. We are pretty much done. Miss Daisy has made it all the way to Yorkshire. Splendid little car that she is. Never a moment's doubt, really. I'm just about to take her to her new owner, and then it's a short train journey to the next car to join the HubNut Fleet. Now, like I say, it's not meant to be a long-termer, but yeah, you'll have to watch the next video, see exactly what it is. So thank you very much for watching, and yeah, thank you to the previous owner of Miss Daisy, and hopefully Miss Daisy will live on a long time yet. So I shall see you in a future video. Farewell. No more Daihatsu. So what have I bought, and is it better than getting the train home? Well,